Hey, how you doing? Corey Rogers, Vice President of Marketing for National Equipment Dealers. Today we're in Texas, in Mont Bellevue to be exact, and I'm standing here next to Charles McKnight with Triple B Services. And Charles, we're out here watching some of the equipment work. We've got some Bell trucks. I think there's a B25 and a B30 and a couple B30s out here, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've got some of the Hyundai excavators that we've worked with you on. Tell us a little bit about Triple B Services. What all do you guys do?
We do everything from utilities to clearing to civil dirt work all the way to the concrete. Just about anything commercial, TxDOT, state, county roadways, we do it all.
So how long have you guys been out on this project here in Mont Bellevue?
I've been in Mont Bellevue since March of this year.
Okay. And what's the stage of this particular job site at this point in time?
So this job site is actually getting close to completion. They have building lots to finalize, a little bit of paving left, and they're also building a future development site further in the back on the north end of the project, where it'll also be a residential neighborhood.
So tell me a little bit about how'd you get started in this business? How'd you get started with Triple B specifically?
I wanted to try something else as a career. I started out as a laborer, pickaxe and sledgehammer. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed building things. So from there, I wanted to learn a little bit more. I learned how to read plans, learned how to grade. And from there, I went up to equipment operations and started running equipment. And I ran equipment for about 6 or 7 years until becoming a foreman. And now that's where I'm at.
I know Kevin Phillips, your salesman, has been dealing with you guys for quite a while now and has sold you a lot of Hyundais and some Bell trucks. Got quite a few Hyundais in your fleet, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Have you been operating the Hyundais as well?
I have.
What are your thoughts on the Hyundai?
I enjoy the Hyundais. They're a powerful machine. They dig, they perform exactly like we want them to. The hydraulics are outstanding, and it's just an overall well-balanced machine.
So as far as working in Texas, especially in the type of material that you're dealing with, this Gumbo, tell me a little bit about the difficulties and some of the challenges you guys face.
Oh, there's multiple difficulties. Number one, trying to create grade with the material. It never wants to stay exactly as we put it. It swells, it shrinks. It just depends on the saturation in the soil, and it sticks to everything. It can end up being a headache more often than not.
So from your perspective with your job role within the company, what's the most important thing that you look for when it comes to heavy equipment?
Reliability, hands down. It's all about reliability. Can I depend on that piece of machinery to make the profit that I'm looking to make on this project?
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking a few minutes with us.
Absolutely.
We're going to go back
so
to watching your equipment work, and I appreciate you taking the time.
All right. Thank you very much.
We're standing here with Chris Burke, Director of Field Operations for Triple B Services, and we're on one of their sites here in Crosby, where they've got an HX 380 Hyundai behind us. And tell me a little bit about, Chris, what we're doing here on this project.
This is a project for TxDOT. It's 4.5 miles of roadway. It's a divided roadway for the most part. Has everything from underground utilities, has a bridge on it, and roadway paving. A reconstruction for the 4.5 miles.
Awesome. And so you're running the Hyundai 380s, and do you have any other Hyundais that you're running out here? Or?
Yeah, we have some 220s. I believe we have Mini X out here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Chris, tell me a little bit about how you got started with Triple B, and I'd like to learn a little bit about Triple B Services as a company.
Okay, well, Triple B's been around since 1996. Started with two brothers and a father.
Okay.
They got together. The father and one of the sons was working for some competitive construction companies, and they decided to create their own. So they banded together back in '96, started with $638 worth of signs nailed to telephone posts.
Wow.
And one dozer. And Kevin Burke, he's one of the owners, one of the sons. He did all the manual labor himself, moved all the machines around, and started from there. I don't really know all the details about the first contract and all that good stuff, but back from '96 and one dozer, it's to where it is today, 300 plus machines, 400 people.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
You've been doing business with our company with Four Seasons Equipment out of Houston for a number of years now.
Since '06.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you bought a lot of Hyundais. We have like over 30 Hyundais at this point. Some Bell trucks in your fleet.
Yeah, we have 3 right now, yeah.
Okay, great. Kevin Phillips has done a great job servicing you guys. I think Tell me about yourself. I mean, you got started in the business as a family member. Did they make you start at the bottom and work your way up? And how did you get to where you are today?
So believe it or not, I don't know if you want to put this on tape, but my brother wasn't driving. He's 3 years older than me, so I'd put me at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Driving an off-road truck. I believe it was actually a Bell off-road truck there in the neighborhood that we grew up in. And throughout school, every summer I'd come and work for Triple B, whether it's driving blue tops or setting grade and running machinery. So every summer until I graduated, I went to college for a couple years, got an associate's, and then came and started working full-time for Triple B.
Awesome.
So I've been working full-time for coming up on 15 years.
Wow, that's great. What do you love about this job?
Being able to get around town, see different sites, talk to different people, and just build something. Being able to see something from the ground up that you build is pretty hard to come by.
Yeah.
Sitting behind a desk and a computer, you really don't get that. Be able to tell your kid, your son, you drive by, hey, look, your dad built that 25 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, tell me, where do you see Triple B Services going towards the future?
Well, I mean, so right now we mainly focus on horizontal work, so roadways, any bridges we have, we subcontract out, but we'd like to get into the heavy civil.
Okay.
Start doing flyovers and big bridges and
Awesome.
stuff like that. Nothing vertical, no buildings or nothing like that, but we definitely plan on expanding the business, generating more volume annually, and but in order to do that, you got to get into some of the bigger work.
Sure. So when it comes to equipment that Four Seasons provides, like the Hyundai equipment, can you tell me a little bit about your experience with Hyundai? I know you own a lot of them.
Yeah, so we have excavators and loaders from Hyundai.
Okay.
And like I was telling you before this, I mean, the Hyundai machines, with any machine, you're going to have mechanical failure. And one of the big things with Hyundai is that whenever you have a mechanical failure, call up Kevin Phillips. He gets his team right on it real quick. I have the experience with working with other competitors of Four Seasons, and that's the key. That's the key point with Four Seasons, that a lot of these guys they don't really put a lot of effort into making the service part of their business above and beyond. Four Seasons definitely does.
Okay.
So when your machine has a mechanical failure or an issue, they're on it. They're there.
Appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking the time. Just wanted to get out and spend a little time with you, see what you were doing out here, meet you personally, and we appreciate your business. And,
Sir, appreciate
thanks
you,
for
man.
taking the time to do this with us.
No problem.